Well, hello. I hope you are all doing well. My name is Mon, and today I am bringing you a new Life is Strange reunion video where I am going to show you all the collectibles and where to find them. The collectibles in this game are spread out between both Chloe and Max. Max's collectibles are in the form of her photography and taking pictures of things around campus, while Chloe's is a little different this time. She is no longer tagging objects, but she is now sketching in her sketchbook things she sees that inspires her. There are some collectibles that are automatic and other ones that will be hidden in plain sight. And without further ado, let's jump in and see where all these collectibles are. The game actually kicks off with a collectible. In the first chapter, Mountain State of Mind, when Max pulls over to take a picture of the sunset, that photo she takes will count as a collectible. And it is also the first of a few of our automatic collectibles. Our next two collectibles can be found in the chapter Time Dojo. When Max walks into the observatory to meet Moses, instead of going to his office, she's going to want to walk straight down the corridor ahead of her. Once she gets to the very end past the curve, there will be an astronaut statue to her right. Take his photo and you now have the next collectible. The other collectible can be found in the lobby of the observatory. When you go straight in, turn left, and across from the receptionist desk, you will see some jack-o'-lanterns in the corner. When you take a photo of them, you will receive your next collectible. The next chapter where we find collectibles will be in Class Act, where Max is hosting her photography class. Now, this chapter is guaranteed to keep you busy because there are 5 collectibles here. The first one is another automatic one where you take the photo of the girl we think at the time is Safi. When you take her photo as part of the demonstration to the class, that will be your first collectible. When Max sends her students out to do the photography assignment, you are now free to go and get your next collectibles. Firstly, you want to go to the admin building, which is on your left. When you go to that building and head for the main doors, across from the steps, you will see a squirrel on the wall. And you're going to want to go over and get his photo. Samuel will be proud of you. Next, you're going to want to go over to where Reggie is doing his assignment. Behind him, you'll see 2 students at the picnic table playing chess. And you want to get their photo next. Once you have that photo, that's 3 down, 2 to go. Next, on the right, look for the snail statue because across from that, you'll see a bunch of crows on the bench. And they are going to be your next photo for your next collectible. And finally, you want to go back to the admin building and to the far left where the reconstruction is taking place, you will see graffiti on the wall. And there you have your final collectible for that chapter. Now it's time to swap to Chloe and get her first collectible. In the chapter Bar Break-In, just after her confrontation with Ren and when Noelle kicks her out, Chloe is going to have to find a way to sneak in. But instead of turning right and going around the back to the dock, you're going to want to go left. This will lead you to a dead end, but at this dead end you'll see trash cans. Look at them and then you'll have the option to sketch in Chloe's notebook, and then you have Chloe's first collectible. Since we are going in order of chapters, we're going to jump back to Max where she is now on Fremont Street. In this chapter, before she goes into the Abraxas house, you want to walk closely to the front window. On the second floor, you'll see a mannequin that's hiding there. Once you get its photo, you have another collectible ticked off your list. Now back as Chloe, our next collectible may be easy to miss. When Chloe is lingering at the bar and looking around, you want to pick up the Snapping Turtle coaster and flip it around. Once Chloe looks at it, an option will come up to sketch. Now, how this is easily missed, you don't want to go out of the look view. You want to stay in the rotational view and the sketch option will show up then. And that is 2 collectibles down for Chloe. Our next collectible is when Chloe and Max reunite. During the reunion chapter, when Chloe's asleep in Max's room, Max will have the option to take her photo, and that will be your next collectible. However, when you go back upstairs as Max, you'll get a moment of calm where she sits at the end of the bed and we hear Past Life playing in the background. When Max leaves, you want to go upstairs a second time, and while you're not allowed to enter Max's room, you will be able to take a photo from the stairs. So when you snap that photo of Chloe, you have yet another collectible. Our next collectible can be found in the chapter Admin Sleuth, and you can only get it after Vin leaves to talk to Owen. Once you tell Vin that Loretta is releasing her podcast that night and he chases after Owen, you want to go to the back of Vin's desk and you'll have the option to take the photo. The next collectible chapter is Cat and Max. And for the first one, you want to cast your mind back to Max's photography class. Go to that spot where her class started, where the admin building's on your left, and you'll find a little gnome hiding between the pillar and the bushes. In this chapter, you'll be given the option to take his photo, and here lies your next collectible. This chapter also has another automatic collectible. When you progress through the chapter and you talk to Vin and Yasmin, you'll be prompted to take their photo to get access to the folder. You are required to do this as part of the story, but it is also your next collectible. Our next collectible can be found in Overlight, which is the chapter where Chloe and Moses meet for the first time. When you're left to explore Moses' office, you want to go upstairs, and to your right, you'll see a cherry tree. Look at it and you'll be given the option to sketch it. And that is how you obtain the young yet beautiful collectible. Next up, we have a collectible for both Max and Chloe in the one chapter. In Times in Turtle, when you meet up with Safi for the first time, you want to walk straight past her and take a photo of the dock. That scenic photo will be your first collectible. And later, when you swap to Chloe, when she's waiting for Max and Safi to finish their conversation, if you go across the bar to the brewery, you'll see jack-o'-lanterns on the window edge. Chloe will note that they're a month early for Halloween, and she'll be given the option to sketch them. Our next two collectibles can be found at the Maybaum party. There'll be one for Max and another for Chloe. As Max, when you enter the Abraxas house, directly to your left, you'll see a statue of a head and a knockdown chalice beside him. Pick up the chalice and you'll have an option to stand it up, and once you do, you'll be given the opportunity to take the photo. Later in the same chapter as Chloe, when you enter the secret room, directly to your right, you'll see a stack of records. Pick them up and flip them around, and Chloe will be given the option to sketch them. And there we have all the collectibles from the Maybaum party. The next collectible can be found in all available evidence, when Max, Chloe and Moses gather together to go over everything they have. As Max, you want to go upstairs to Mae Jameson's tank. When you look at it, Max will state that she's still in the vet, and you'll then unlock the option to take a photo of her empty tank. The next collectible can be found in Chloe's Decision, and this collectible is very appropriately named Hiding in Plain Sight. And from what I observed, it's also the hardest one to find. However, when you enter the turtle, straight ahead of you on the rafters, you'll see a little gnome hiding. Chloe will observe him up there, and you'll be given the option to sketch him. And that is how you find the Hiding in Plain Sight collectible. In the chapter Max's Decision, when you go into Owen's office to talk to Yasmin, you'll find the next collectible just before you sit down to speak to her. Right beside Yasmin on the shelf, there's a statue of an astronomer. Max is going to want to take the photo of it before talking to Yasmin, because that will secure your next collectible. The next collectible can be found in the chapter Keeping Watch, when Moses and Chloe are on the roof looking out for signs of the fire. When you are going to look for the telescope lens, go over to the table and you'll find a pile of books. You can pick up a book from Maya Okada and flip it over, and when you read the cover, you'll be given the option to sketch. And then you have unlocked all of Chloe's collectibles. The next collectible can be found in the chapter Memorial. Depending on who lives and dies, there will be either a memorial wall or a hero's wall at the back of the Snapping Turtle. Make your way to the back deck and take a photo of it, and you've just secured your next collectible. Last but in no means least, you'll get your last collectible in the final chapter, Partners in Time. It is also our last automatic collectible of the game. In the changing room when Max enters, she's going to want to get a solo photo of Chloe before the band shows up. No matter what options you pick for the photo, it'll count as your final collectible. And you now have all the collectibles for Max and Chloe. I hope this video was of some help to you. It's always been a fun challenge to find all the collectibles in the Life is Strange series. Which collectible in Life is Strange Reunion did you find most difficult to find? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!